Hello learners, I am Dr. Arunkumar, faculty member, School of Management, SASTRA deemed university. In this session, we are going to discuss about what is branding. Now let's look at the learning outcome, that what we will learn. What does a brand represent? And what is branding and brand positioning is all about? And what are the major branding decisions and its conclusion we'll be discussing in this session. So when you look at this picture, what you infer actually? See, this is all, we call it as a generic product, right? So this has to be named. When you think about biscuit, immediately my mind think about Britannia. Okay, like that, when I think about this orange slice, I think about Minute Maid. So like that, I have to, now marketers are trying to, brand the generic products, and which really helps the marketer to reach out the consumers to the greater extent. So, for example, suppose if you ask me, if I ask my student to do a photostat, he may not understand. If I ask him to do a Xerox for me, he will do the photostat for me. Do you understand this? That's the way the name Xerox has been established in the society across the globe. So that's about it. Next one is, I can quote example like, this general commodity called Vanaspati. If you go to a shop and ask Vanaspati, the people will not remember that. So you have to ask them Dalda. Dalda is a brand name. So when you say Dalda only, the shopkeeper will give you Vanaspati. That's the way Dalda has been branded. So we can conclude that Esther year's product become today's branded commodity, or clear about it. For example, yesterday, if you look at the water, now people are asking, give me Kinley, give me Bisleri water, like that. So it has been branded like that. And some of the, branded product is again, getting rebranded. For example, we can talk about the, lion dates. Okay. So this lion dates product, commodity has been, rebranded as lion dates. And if you look at the product like turmeric powder, now people are asking for Shakti turmeric powder and Achi turmeric powder, like that. It is getting, branded. Let's move further. So, brand is not just a product. Brand is more than a product. For example, when you look at a product should extend some kind of scope. And a product can be remembered by the consumers through its attributes. For example, if you think about the Intel brand, immediately what happened? If you think about a laptop and you look for a brand, I mean the processor should be from Intel brand. So you will go confidently buy that particular product because one of the processing attribute has been very much appreciated by you, since Intel is the great manufacturer of processor. And also, for example, fair and handsome, the uses, you think about the uses. And if if you think about the uses, Fair and Lovely is a great product, and you thinking about the fairness, you go for that particular product. And normally, my grandmother used to buy bulbs. Still, she pronounced the name called Philips bulbs. So that is the quality and value Philips is delivering towards those consumers. and also certain functional benefits I should look for. For example, I drive a Maruti car because of the mileage function. Do you understand? For per liter, it gives more mileage. So that's why I go for that particular brand called Maruti. So, brand is not just a product, it is more than that. So, a brand should have an organizational association, a brand should have a personality. For example, I used to wear rough and tough jeans because maybe my personality is a little on ruggedness, so I go for rough and tough jeans and symbol. When you look at the Mercedes logo or a BMW logo, immediately you think about that particular brand. Next one is the brand and customer relationship. Yes, I have a longer association with Reliance product, or I have a longer association with products like Apple. So a brand customer relationship. Those who really use Apple product never go for other brands. They always go for that particular company product. I mean Apple brand. And self-expressive benefits, because when I wear Van Ocean shirt, that gives me an elegant appearance, so I go for it. And I used to have a Parker pen, so so that gives me an image, so that gives me a self-expressive benefits. When I drive a Mercedes Benz, then that gives me a self-expressive benefits. And also, of course, the great brand called Apple, I just hold Apple phone, that gives me a great pride in holding that particular phone. And also there is an emotional connect with the brand, so there are a lot of emotional benefits associated with that particular brand. For example, let's talk about life insurance product. When you talk about LIC, there is an emotional connectivity among the consumers with LIC products. And user imagery, like when you think about the brand, you think something which really give you excitement, again we can talk about having a mobile phone like Apple phones, and also the country of origin. So when you think about the country of origin, I used to prefer to buy Sony product because since it is made in Japan, so the country of origin matters for me. And also when I buy a car, it should be a German made, so I go for a BMW or Mercedes car. So that's why we say brand is not just a product, it is more than that. Okay. And brand is not just a logo nor identity, and it is more than that. We should understand from my earlier discussion. And then what is branding? So branding is about the marketing practicing a practice of creating a name or symbol or a design that identifies and differentiates a product from other products, right? So when I hold an Apple phone, it gives me a pride, and it really helps me to differentiate my personality with that of the others. So that is about branding. And a definition given by J. Baer: branding is the art of aligning what you want people to think about your company with what people actually do think about your company. So what does a brand actually represent? So a company's promise to deliver a specific set of features, benefits, and services, and of course experiences consistently to buyers. So when you talk about features of your product, like when I buy a laptop, I look for higher resolution, I look for processing speed, and I also look for better after sales services, and also I look for greatness. I look for the experience of using this mobile phone. So brand should rather be understood as a set of perceptions a consumer has about the products of a particular firm. Therefore, all branding decisions focus on consumers. Moving further, so branding, is a combination of tangible and intangible attributes symbolized in a trademark, which, if properly managed, creates influence and generates value. Brands are a means of differentiating a company products and services from those of its competitors. There is plenty of evidence to prove that customers will pay a substantial price premium, as in the case of Apple phone. We buy on premium price for a good brand, and of course we remain loyal to that particular brand. So it is important, therefore, to understand what brands are and why they are important. So let's have a discussion about branding versus marketing. So marketing may contribute to a brand, but the brand is bigger than any particular marketing effort. So the brand is what remains after the marketing has swept through the room. It's what sticks in your mind associated with a product, service, or organizations. Whether or not that particular moment you bought or did not buy, the brand is ultimately what determines if you will become a loyal customer or not. The marketing may convince you to buy a particular Toyota, and maybe it's the first foreign car you ever owned. But it is the brand that will determine if you will only buy Toyotas for the rest of your life. So let's look at the branding versus marketing. Is branding a cost center? So on the surface, yes, but the return is loyalty. The return is salespeople whose jobs are easier and more effective. Employees. So the next question to our mind is that, is branding a cost center? On the surface, yes, but the return is loyalty. The return is salespeople whose jobs are easier and maybe more effective. Employees who stay longer and work harder. Customers who become ambassadors and advocates for the organization. I think, I can quote example on products like Horlicks or Sensodyne toothpaste, or products from Procter and Gamble and Hindustan Unilevers, and also companies like Mercedes, BMW, Apple phone. In all these companies, I think these employees who are working for the organization stay with the company for long years, and also the customer who are using that company's product become a brand ambassador, and also they give references. I mean, they advocate that particular company, advocate the company's product or services for the other customers to buy that particular product and services. Clear? That's why branding is not a cost center. It is more than that. So let's take an example of Coca-Cola. So when you look at the product called Coca-Cola, carbonated drink, cola drink, as a brand, the consumers will try to, in terms of physics, soft drink, it is sweet and it is refreshing. So these are the attributes that get into the minds of the consumers. And in terms of personality, the consumers think about happiness, a moment of joy and sharing, innovative, and a kind of communication like having a leadership quality. All that the consumers who consume Coca-Cola will get, reflected on their personality. When you talk about culture, happiness, sharing, social causes are one of the associative aspect in terms of this cultural dimension as far as the Coca-Cola is concerned. And we talk about self-image. It is so much Coca-Cola is empathetic, social, and punchy. And also, when you consume Coca-Cola, you feel the reflection is youthful and it's kind of family drink. And in terms of a relationship, it is having a proximity connection and interactivity, brand equity. There is a value in that particular brand. And I can quote one more example by taking another brand called Pepsi in the soft drinks industry. When you talk about personality, it's something to do with young, innovative, and fun-loving people go for Pepsi product. And the culture for Pepsi is young, vibrant, and dynamic people always trying to consume Pepsi. And the self-image is about cool, smart, upbeat. And when you talk about the reflection, youthful and reliable, and in case of relationship, emotionally attached, next generation drink, that's where the consumers prefer to go for Pepsi. And that's about the associative attributes with Pepsi. And how to create a brand name. Whenever you create a brand name, a brand name should be highly differentiated, and it should be meaningful, it should have a longevity, and it should be imagery. When I think about phone, my mind should capture the product called Apple. When I think about that, immediately my mind get into that product image. And when you talk about the emotional connectivity should be there, as I was mentioning about LIC products, and also it should be musical. When you think about the advertisement called Titan, immediately you can see that music, getting that tune in your mind. Am I right? So the trademarkable, when you talk about, when you look at the Pepsi logo, immediately you recollect that it is a Pepsi brand. So similarly with the Mercedes, similarly with the Honda, similarly with the Toyota brands, all that. Next one is, let us give a small case leaflet information about Intel Pentium processor. Things that are fundamental and important to us as humans and to the planet. It recalls words like uranium and plutonium and suggests that it's what is inside your computer that counts. That's the way they are trying to position in the minds of the consumers. And next one is the impossible food. When you tell someone, I'm going to make a great tasting hamburger, but out of plant proteins, the reaction will be that's impossible. So next one is the drink, Sprite. The word means elf, fairy, and or goblin, and comes from Latin spiritus word. For spirit, the drink was to be marketed as something refreshing, lively, and energetic, and says stack, and the name fit, especially when paired with bright green and yellow. So with this, how these attributes are getting positioned in the minds of the consumer through a branding exercise, we can really appreciate that. Next one is, let's talk about brand positioning. Brand positioning is defined as the conceptual place you want to own in the target consumer's mind. The benefits you want them to think of when they think of your brand. So an effective brand positioning strategy will maximize customer relevancy and competitive distinctiveness in maximizing the brand value. I was quoting the example of a brand like Dalda or Xerox. It's just a brand name, but people use the word for photostatic. Instead of using photostatic, they use can you do Xerox for me? That's the power of brand positioning. And when I talk about brand positioning, suppose I want to buy an auto flow, immediately I think about the ITC brand called Ashirwad. You understand this? When I want to buy some kind of chili powder or any kind of masala powder, immediately my mind think about Achi or Shakti brand. When I think about thought of buying, dates, immediately my mind get associated with a brand name called Lion. That's why we call it as Lion dates. Okay, none of them are nowadays in in our part of our region that they are saying, can I have Lion dates like that, rather asking simply dates. So moving further, I think let's talk about the major branding decisions in detail. And First, to start with, any decisions about a brand is about we need to really clearly identify the attributes associated with that particular product and that respective brand, and what are the respective benefits, and what are the beliefs and values we are trying to communicate towards the customer. We need to analyze that, and we need to make sure we use the appropriate components in reaching out the customer's mind through the process of brand positioning. That's why when I think about buying of watch, immediately my mind says that why can't I go for a Titan brand of watches? Clear? And similarly, when you talk about the brand, while you make a decision on brand name selection, and make sure it's literally catchy, and you don't get into any kind of misleading information, and a brand should be legally protected, and a brand should be secure. All these essential qualities has to be packed whenever we go for a brand name selection. And when you talk about brand sponsorship, we have different categories like manufacturers brand, private brands, licensing, and co-branding, all that. When you talk about the private brand, when you go and buy, national brands, even Reliance Fresh has coming out with a private, the retail brand called, Reliance Select. Okay, so that becomes a private brand associated with the Reliance Fresh. And also, when you look at these companies like KFC or McDonald's, they are giving licensing for in other countries to operate by using their brand name. And also, when you talk about co-branding, you know, there are a lot. This Horlicks product is a great example where they are trying to extend Horlicks 1, 2, 3, Horlicks, Mother Horlicks, and Horlicks for a diabetic patient, Horlicks rich in proteins. All that it's an extension of the umbrella brand called Horlicks. And when you talk about the brand development, you have a lot of line extensions. I think, when you talk about the brand called, Amurtanjan, we have roll-on Amurtanjan paint bomb is there, Amurtanjan head bomb is there. So many class of, product line extension is happening with that particular brand. I think we can witness with a lot of Procter and Gamble brands and Hindustan Unilever's brands, where we have lot of line extension has been done with the many brands, and also the brand extensions also been done. I was quoting about this Horlicks as an example, and also we have multi brands, and also they are trying to develop new brands in brand development. And there are a lot of exercise has to be done by understanding keenly on the customer's value proposition, what actually the customer value. Accordingly, they are trying to do the brand development exercise. So let's go in detail about what is brand positioning. Marketers can position a brand on product attributes. Marketing for a car brand may focus on attributes such as large engines, mileage, or fancy colors, or sportive designs, or aerodynamic designs, all that. And also, when you look at a brand can better position on the basis of desirable benefits. For example, the car brand could go beyond the technical support, product attributes, and promoting the resulting benefits for the customer, quick transportation, lifestyle, and so further. For example, I can quote an example of Mercedes-Benz, which is very much associated with the lifestyle of the consumers, and also brands like Rolls-Royce, and also we can talk about Apple mobile phone, all that. And when you look at the successful brands which really engage customers on a deep burst level and also at the emotional level, examples we can quote like brands such as Mini and Aston Martin, John Miller. These brands rely on less on products, and they work on tangible attributes like how the Mercedes and BMW is working on the external outlook on the tangible attributes, and also more on creating passion. I think the great example is Harley Davidson, and surprise and excitement, and a lot of you know uh, you know uh, air freight companies are giving a lot of surprises and excitements, which is really surrounding the brand. They have become become a cool brand. I think we can witness brands like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and many more. So in case of brand name selection, you know in case of brand name selection, when talking about branding decisions, the brand name decision may be the most obvious one. The name of the brand is maybe you think of first when imagining a brand. I was mentioning about buying an atta floor. Immediately I think about Ashirwad. It is the base of the brand. When I think about photo standing, immediately I think about Xerox brand. Therefore, the brand name selection belongs to the most important branding decision. However, it is also quite a difficult task. We have to start with a careful review of the product and its benefits, the target market, and proposed marketing strategies. Having that in mind, we have to find a brand name matching these things. Naming a brand is part science, part art, and certainly a measure of instinct. Choosing a brand name is not enough. It also need to be protected. So let's talk about the major branding decisions. When you talk about the major branding decisions, uh, when you think about the brand sponsorship, branding decisions go beyond decisions upon brand positioning and brand name. The third of our four branding decision is the brand sponsorship. The manufacturer has four brand sponsorships options. The product may be launched as a manufacturer brand. This is also called a national brand. Examples include Kellogg selling its output under the own brand name Kellogg's Frosted Seed, for instance, or Sony Bravia HDTV. The manufacturer could also sell to resellers who give the product a private brand. Recent tougher economic times have created a real store brand boom. As consumers become more price conscious, they also become less brand conscious and are willing to choose private brands instead of established and often more expensive manufacturers brand. Also, manufacturer can choose licensed brands instead of spending millions to create own brand names. Some companies license names or symbol previously created by other manufacturer. For example, sellers of children products often attach character names to clothing, toys, and so on, like we can witness through Disney products. These licensed characters name include, I was mentioning about Disney, Star Wars, Hello Kitty, and in Indian context, we can talk about many more examples from many episode serials. We are trying to brand it. Finally, two companies can join forces and co-brand a product. Co-branding is the practice of using the established brand names of two different companies on the same product. This can offer many advantages, such as the fact that the combined brands create broader consumer appeal and larger brand equity. For instance, Nestle uses co-branding for its Nespresso coffee machines, which carry the brand names of well-known kitchen equipments manufacturer, and of course Intel and other computer manufacturer are doing a lot of co-branding exercise. And when you talk about the other final decision about the brand development, branding decisions finally include brand development. For developing brands, a company has four choices: line extension, brand extension, and multi-brand or new brands. We talk about line extension is nothing but existing and existing. There are two variables we have taken here: brand name and product category. And if you look at the first quadrant, we can talk about the line extensions. It refers to extending an existing brand name to new forms, size, colors, ingredients, or flavors of an existing product category. Brand extension, if you have a brand name, product category, you have an existing and new. So also assumes an existing brand but combines it with the new product category. Thus, an existing brand name is extended to your new product category. This gives the new product instant recognition and faster acceptance, and can save substantial advertising cost for establishing a new brand. And the next quadrant, when you look at this, multi-brand, you have a case of new and existing, new brand name and existing product category. And so when you look at this, multi-brands means marketing many different brands in a given product category. For example, Procter & Gamble and Unilever are the best examples for this. In the USA, Procter & Gamble sells 6 brands of laundry detergent, 5 brands of shampoo, and 4 brands of dishwashing detergent. Okay. And the last quadrant, when you look at that, the brand name and product category, the new brands. When you look at the new brands are needed when the power of existing brand names is warning. Also, a new brand name is appropriate when company enters a new product category for which none of its current brand names are appropriate. To conclude on the topic on branding, as you might have recognized, these 4 branding decisions are interrelated in order to build strong brands. Brand positioning, brand name, brand sponsorship, and brand development have to be aligned with each other. So it is a very, very important exercise as far as branding is concerned. Hope all of you understand the concept of what is a brand and what is brand positioning and the major decisions involved in branding. Thank you so much. Let's talk about product lifecycle strategies. Before that, let us understand what is product lifecycle. So if you look at the product lifecycle, it has certain stages. Initial stage, we call it as the product development stage, and the next stage we call it as introduction stage. We have growth stage followed by maturity and decline. So like human life cycle, product also has certain life cycle stages. So marketer try to use appropriate strategies, marketing strategies on each stage of their product life cycle. And here it mentioned that not all products follow this cycle, because there are certain products which get into fads, styles, and fashions, and they vanish from the market very immediate, very fast. It get vanished from the market. So now let us look at these examples. Companies like Hershey, companies want their products to enjoy a long life cycle. So for that reason, Hershey actively promotes the fact that it has been unchanged since 1899. So it means that they want to have a longer life cycle, and they do a little bit of product modifications and try to incorporate contemporary requirements which is valued by the consumers, and they are able to sustain in the product life cycle curve for longer duration. They strike between the growth stage for longer duration, and also they try to go to other markets whereby they are able to be there in the stage of growth and maximum at the maturity stage. And also, if you look at this product, Cracker Jack, so additional marketing investment has been done, which the company feels that they can move a product back into the growth stage. So as in the case of Cracker Jack, they give new flavors and new nutritional benefits, and they work on a lot of value propositions which is valued by the consumers, so that they can stay back into the growth stage for longer duration of time. See, this product life cycle concept can be applied to many product categories, like product class. It is applicable to soft drinks. It is, of course, applicable to product forms, and also it is very much applicable to different brands. And using this PLC to forecast brand performance or to develop marketing strategies is literally problematic. But many of the marketers try to employ this product life cycle and try to understand where the product lies. Am I right? What actual or what required marketing strategies is required for that product, which is on passes through different stages. Okay. Next, let us discuss the product life cycle stages one by one. So first stage, we call it as the product development. Otherwise, we call it as embryonic stage. Because in the research and development department, after getting sourcing ideas from internal and external sources, they develop a product, a prototype. So in that stage, we call it as product development stage. So what happens in the product development stage? Actually, it begins when the company develops a new product idea. In this stage, if you look at the sales, it is almost zero. And since it is in the process of a new product development, I mean the R&D department works on developing on the product. If you look at the investment cost, naturally it will be very higher. And of course, the product has not reached the market. That's why the profits are seems to be negative. Okay, so that's about the inputs on product development stage, and we move further to the next stage called introduction stage. In this stage, you are trying to launch the new product in the market, and naturally in the introduction stage, that is during the product launch, as an obvious fact is that the sales will be literally low, and also when you look at the high cost per customer acquired. So if you look at the high cost per customer acquired, because what happened, you spend more on advertisement, you spend more on promotions, you give samples, all these get acquired, and naturally it leads to higher cost. And if you look at the profit, obviously it has not reached the stage of break-even point. That's why the profit seems to be very negative. And also, since it is a new product, the marketer is trying to target those consumer category that is innovators, so that they'll try and use the new product which is getting launched in the market. And of course, since the product is new, the competition is not that much high, and we encounter very little competition in this stage. And the next stage, if you look at the marketing strategies involved in the introduction stage, about the product, because we are trying to offer a basic product in this introduction stage, and about the price, we use a cost plus basis to set pricing strategy. And also, if you look at the distribution, we only trying to distribute the product to the selective distribution network, since it is a new product. And also, when you look at the advertising, the main purpose of advertising is to build awareness among the early trier of this new product. I mean the early adopters of the new products. And of course, we deal with the dealers and resellers, and we need to accompany the dealers and resellers' name during the process of advertisement on this new product. And when you look at the sales promotion, naturally what happens, since it is a new product, it needs we need to employ push strategy. Also, we need to employ pull strategy. So what happened, we need to give a lot of trade promotional tools we have to employ, as well as consumer promotional tools we need to employ. For that reasons, since we are giving more promotion, naturally the new product will have a faster offtake from the shelf. And the next stage, we call it as the growth stage. So when you look at the growth stage, the product is getting accepted by the consumers, and they are trying to value the new product. That's why new customers are getting, the new customer base is growing, and the sales is rapidly rising. And look at the average cost per customers also slowly coming down, and the profits naturally will slowly getting picked up, and it rises. And if you look at the early adopters are targeted, so they will also go for this new product. And if you look at the growing competition, and we can witness, since it is trying to gear up in the market, and the market share is growing, so the competition is also getting picked up, because the competitors will have an eye on the new product. Next one is, if you look at the marketing strategy involved in the growth stage, we talk about the product, the product we are trying to offer product extensions and service warranties and guarantees in order to have more customer base and market share. And in terms of price, we are trying to reduce the price, and we use the penetration pricing strategy. I mean, we are trying to charge low price so that it will penetrate into the market. And in case of distribution strategies, marketer will try to build awareness and interest in the mass market by putting very creative advertising, which has a catchy go in the minds of the consumers. And when you look at the sales promotion aspect, we try to reduce expenditure of sales promotion because the product is naturally, by its quality and its value proposition, is taking up in the market and it's growing. That's why we are trying to give a kind of optimum promotional incentives to the consumers as well as the trader, and that really has an advantage during the stage of growth. And I would also insist that since if you find a good growth, it is always been suggested to have promotion. The marketer has to continue with the promotions, creative promotions, so that what happens, we can able to build the customer base to a greater extent. So next one is the maturity stage. When you talk about the maturity stage, obviously the sales at its peak, and the expenditure on the customer is low cost per customer, and we have higher profits, and the middle majorities are targeted here. And when you look at the competitions begins to decline because already the market is getting saturated. And if you look at the marketing strategies involved with the maturity stage, when you talk about the product, we have to diversify the brands, and we have to add some kind of modification in the features, and we have to come up with new models since the product is already reached a stage of maturity stage. And in case of price, the price set to match or beat competition. So we need to try to reduce our price, and we have to work on reducing our price on the product. And next one, when you talk about the distribution, so in case of distribution, we try to have more intensive distribution. Earlier we were selective in distribution during the introduction stage. Here in this stage of maturity, we are trying to have intensive distribution so that we can try to reach out the mass market. And when you look at the advertising here stress brand differences and benefits so that it can able to differentiate the product or services with that of the competitors. And in case of sales promotion is trying to increase to encourage brand switching, so that we can avoid brand switches from our product or services. I mean, the market is product or services. So here in this stage, still sales promotion has been employed in order to avoid brand switching. And the last stage of the product life cycle, it is called, when you look at the stage of product life cycle, we call it as decline stage. Naturally, what happened, the meaning, the self-explanatory meaning, we can, very well understand that the sales is getting declined, and obviously we get low cost per customer, and naturally we encounter there is a decline in the profits of the product category, and also we have to target on laggards, and also we can see that that is also getting declining in the competition. As a matter of fact, the market is already saturated, uh, and that's the reason why you need to really at the stage of maturity itself, you would have modified the product, you would have developed new models so that you will not end up in the stage of decline. So what are the relevant strategies in decline stage of the product life cycle? When you look at the product, we have to literally phase out weak items from the product portfolio, and we need to really cut price. We cannot stay with the existing price because already the market share is getting reduced. And also, when you, in case of distribution, you need to really persuade selective distributors. I mean, you have to go for rather going for intensive distribution, you need to go for selective distribution, and make sure you do. And a marketer has to do an exercise of phasing out unprofitable outlets. And also, when you look at the advertising, you need to reduce the level needed to retain hardcore loyalties, because of the fact that because even the loyal customers has a kind of whether they have to stay with the product or they don't want to stay, because they may also encounter some kind of loyalty issues pertaining to the product. And when you talk about the sales promotion, it will reduce to the minimum level as possible, because we already are encountering, we already reduced the price, and also the profit also getting reduced. For that reasons, we cannot spend more on sales promotion. Hope with these inputs, I hope you guys really understood about the concept of product life cycle. Thank you so much. Hello learners, I am Dr. Arunkumar, faculty member, School of Management, SASTRA Deemed University. In this session, we are going to talk about new product development and product life cycle strategies. So let us look at the learning objectives here. First one is to understand how companies find and develop new product ideas. That's the first learning outcome. And next one is, let us learn the steps in the new product development process. We'll take more examples on that. And also, the next learning outcome, we will be discussing about the stages of the product life cycle. And also, we will be discussing about the relevant marketing strategies during the product life cycle stages. Okay. So let's talk about an example about Microsoft. Okay, if you look at Microsoft, 50 billion in profits over the last 27 years, and it is an early new product development relied heavily on copying the competition. $4.2 billion annually invested in research and development. And innovation is the critical to Microsoft future success, and much of research and development efforts are internet related. Many new products and services are in the development stage. So this is one great example we would like to highlight to make you understand about the new product development process. So what exactly is new product development is all about? Let us define what is new product development. Development of original products, or sometimes we go for some kind of product improvements or a product modification, or new brands through the firm's own R&D efforts, which is called as new product development. Some of the examples let us discuss on the new product development. So one of the great example is that we talk about the high definition TV, which we are currently using it, and also the iPod, and we have flat screen TV, and also when you look at the probiotic ice cream and whatnot, there are many more new products we are witnessing in our daily day-to-day life. So, and also when you talk about the product improvement and replacement, for example, Speed by BPCL, that's a great example of new product. And also, there are certain products they try to do a cost reduction on the new product. Mosapaya, it's a great example on this category of example. Next one is let us talk about the new product development strategy. So new products can be obtained via acquisitions or development. So there are many companies where they try to acquire the new startup companies who are coming out with new products, and there are many big companies which focus on investing on developing new products on their own by investing on research and development. So when you look at the new products, it suffers from high failure rates. Most of the products suffer from high failure rates because it is not properly conceived by the research and development department. And there are many reasons for failure. That is, we are not trying to value the value proposition valued by the consumers. Without understanding the needs and wants of the consumer, if you go for new product development, and definitely what happens, we end up with the failure of those products. Next one is let us discuss about the major stages in new product development. Okay, so if you look at this, depictions here, it starts with idea generation. The first step here is idea generation. Next one is the companies generate many ideas. Then it goes for idea screening of the best ideas to be chosen. And next one is the concept development and testing. Next one is marketing strategy. We need to, in order to reach the consumers, we need to develop appropriate marketing strategy. We will discuss in detail how a marketing strategy has been developed, and also whether there is a potential in the market or not. We're supposed to do a business analysis, and also after doing the business analysis, we need to go for product development. Yeah, once we are okay with product development, we try to test the market. We choose some of the commercial markets and we try to test the product in that specific market. And we next, once the product is successful in that test market, then we commercialize and we take that product across the nation. That is called commercialization. So moving further, let us talk about the first stage of new product development. So the new product development process, first one is the idea generation. So when you look at the idea generation, the idea can be generated by many people, like from internal idea sources. I mean, the employees can generate many ideas, and the engineers in the research and development department, the employees who are trying to, explore new ideas and invest time on developing a new product, who are associated with the research and development. For example, let us talk about the company called 3M. 40% of the 3M employees' time is spent on R&D, research and development activity, and they try to develop new products. I can quote an example of cellophane tape. Cellophane tape is a product which 3M employees by mistake they have developed a new composition, and it become a success. Okay, so whether it is right or wrong, but employees invest their valuable time in order to satisfy the needs and wants of the consumers, and they also speculate the future needs of the consumers. And when you talk about the external idea sources, we can also generate from ideas from customers. For example, I can quote an example of Whirlpool, where the ice rack, which is normally fitted in the refrigerator in the top, and the vegetable rack, which is always kept in the bottom. And what happened? The homemakers feel that very seldom. I mean, occasionally they take the ice blocks from the refrigerator, but quite often they take the vegetables from the refrigerator. So because of that reasons, what happened? This idea has been feed into the pipeline. I mean, the research and development department. And what happened? The customer's idea has been well taken, and what happened? They have shifted the ice rack to the bottom of the refrigerator, and the vegetable racks has been put into the top, because they don't want to spend all the time, and they want to lift the vegetables. So this gives a better convenience to the consumer. So this is a small idea, but what happened? It gives a great value to the new product. So, and also from competitors, we can also get ideas from the competitor. We can work on building new ideas, improvise the product on the competitor products like that. And also we can take valuable ideas, because distributors and suppliers also are the main sources of external idea sources who really feed in valuable ideas to the company. Okay. And moving further, let's talk about, I was quoting an example of 3M's corporate culture encourages, supports, and rewards new product ideas and innovation. So this is a great example. We would like to appreciate this example. And next, we can also talk about how Procter & Gamble, if you look at the product portfolio of Procter & Gamble, we have many, product line with great depth and width we have. So that, this is a great example we would like to highlight here from Procter & Gamble. And also you see, to see how Procter & Gamble solicits ideas from customers, visit the Procter & Gamble homepage, click on the resources and offers button, then select share your thought listing. So what happened? They create a platform whereby the customers will try to interact with the company through the web page, and they try to share their valuable ideas to this company web page. So the web page and these kind of platform act as an interface between the customers and the company. I mean, especially with the research and development department, we try to source out the new ideas, and they do scrutinize the idea, and they work on the idea. If they really feel that this idea is going to really add value to the consumers, then they go for the product. Moving further, let's talk about the second stage, is called idea screening, because we generate idea from both internal and external sources, and we need to really scrutinize the best idea, best alternative ideas has to be chosen. So in that context, idea screening is nothing but the product development cost increase dramatically in later stages. So hence forth, what happened? Ideas are evaluated against such criteria. Most of the ideas which is not meeting the criteria are getting eliminated, because each research and development department has many criteria in terms of cost, in terms of feasibility, in terms of value proposition. There are many criteria based on which the ideas has been matched, and if any idea does not fit to the requirement of the R&D department, those ideas getting eliminated. So this is the process of idea screening step. And next one is, let us move further to stage 3. And in stage 3 we are trying to develop, we go for concept development and testing. So what is basically concept? Because the idea has to be given more meaning and more value. In that context, what happened in the process of concept development, the company, the research and development department try to put the product concepts and provide detailed versions of the new product ideas, and also what happened, they show that those concept to the consumers, and then what happened, consumers evaluate idea in concept testing process. And in the next step we call it as marketing strategy. So marketing strategy development. Let's talk about what is marketing strategy development. So when you look at marketing strategy development, strategy statement describes the target market, the product positioning and sales, share and profit goals for the first few years, product price, distribution, marketing budget for the first year, and also the company has to work on long-run sales and profit goals and the marketing mix strategy. So let us go in detail about what is this marketing strategy is all about. So basically the company will initially do with that STP strategy. So what is STP strategy? STP strategy is nothing but segmenting the huge market according to the requirement of your value proposition of your respective products, and then what happened, we are trying to target that particular segment, and also we try to position the product. It means that we are trying to occupy a position in the minds of the customers, and we also check that whether the necessary return on investment, the sales as planned, will be effected from that particular targeted market or not. So we look at the market share, we try to evaluate the market share, and also we estimate the profit goals for first couple of years or 5 years. Okay, so this is the exercise we will be doing in new product development process, especially with the specific reference to marketing strategy development. And also we look at the long run sales and profit goals, and we also talk about we are very much concerned, research and development and as an organization as a whole will be concerned about the sustainability of this new product developed. And also finally what happened, how if it is a product, we talk about 4 P's. If it is a service product, we talk about the 7 P's. That is the product, price, place, and promotion. And we have an extended mix. It's called people, process, and physical evidence in case of service product. Okay. So these are the exercise a company is expected to do under the stage 4 of marketing strategy development. And next one, in stage 5, the company will be doing business analysis. It means that it will be like forecasting the scales, and also it will be so in stage 5 we talk about business analysis. So this is about the sales part and the cost of the product and the profit projections, all that we will be speculating about it. And in stage 6 we talk about the product development. So what we do in product development, we are trying to, uh, talk about the preliminary version of the product with all these inputs in place, and we are trying to test that the preliminary version of this product. And moving further, so this is the electric Daimler is currently road testing its prototype Neckar 5 new electric car. So that's a great example in order to understand on the prototype development and testing of the new product. And moving further, we have the stage 7. It's about test marketing. So what we do in test marketing? Test marketing, basically here we talk about test marketing. We try to, whatever the preliminary version we develop, we try to test market that and standard test, do standard test markets and controlled test markets. And also we try to do a kind of prototype, it's called a simulated test market. Basically, we try to choose a specific market and we try to test that product in that particular market. For example, like, in case of India, we can talk about Mumbai or Chennai or Bangalore. These are the markets where we are trying to, test this product in that particular market, whether it is valued by the respective consumers in that market or not. If that product is getting valued by the customers in that market, then we try to, go for the next stage called commercialization. It means that we are trying to take the entire product and launch the product across the nation. So that's the stage we call it as commercialization. Hello learners, I am Dr. Arunkumar, faculty member, SASTRA deemed university. In this session, I am going to discuss about BCG and GE Matrix. So what is the learning objective of this session? To understand the concept of BCG and GE Matrix. So now let us understand the concept of portfolio analysis first before we elaborate on BCG and GE Matrix. So what is portfolio analysis? So portfolio analysis is a systematic way to analyze the products and services that make up an association's business portfolio. Each of these is one of the association's strategic business units. Each business consists of portfolio of products and services. Okay. So here in this, concept, we are using strategic business unit. For example, let us talk about Reliance organization. So Reliance Energy is one strategic business unit. Reliance Telecommunication is one strategic business unit. And Reliance Textile is one strategic unit, and Reliance Fresh is another strategic unit. So, strategic business unit. So, from sitting at the headquarters, corporate headquarters, they would like to, know the performance of the respective strategic business unit. I mean the business units, business portfolio. Okay. So, this BCG matrix will completely give you a picture about how the performance of each strategic business unit is performing in the market. They can very well understand using this matrix, and we will go in detail about this portfolio analysis using these two techniques called BCG matrix and GE matrix. Okay. So in portfolio analysis, basically the resource commitment on best products to ensure continued success. For example, if a company like Coca-Cola want to analyze the product portfolio, For example, it has many product categories. For example, we can talk about Coca-Cola carbonated drinks, Sprite we have Slice, we have the other carbonated drinks such as Diet Coke. All these are considered to be the each SBUs, and they want to understand which category of the product line is really performing well using this BCG matrix, and also how much the resource commitment on this new costly product. Is there any high risk involved in it? Considering the growth and market share will be analyzed in this portfolio analysis. Okay, so moving further to go in detail to make us understand specifically about BCG matrix, the Boston Consulting Group product portfolio matrix is designed basically to help with long-term strategic planning, to help a business consider growth opportunities by reviewing its portfolio of products to decide where to invest on the product line, or to whether to discontinue with the product line or which is not performing well in the particular quadrants, which has two variables. We all know that relative market share and relative market growth. It is also known as growth share matrix. Let us see now more in detail to make this concept understand in a better sense with the appropriate example. If you look at this, you can see here the business growth rate here. It has been calculated in terms of percentage, and also the relative market, relative competitive position in terms of the market share. How much the customer has, how much the product is having market share that has been when compared to the competitor. That's why it is used here as relative competitive position. So let us, based on these two parameters, that is business growth rate and relative competitive position, we have 4 quadrants here in this BCG matrix. You can see this star, and you have question marks, you have dogs, you have cash cows. When you compare with these two variables here, let us see the condition of cash cow. If you look at the cash cow, basically the relative competitive position, the market share is considered to be very high in terms of cash cow. Whereas if you look at the business growth, definitely if you look at here, it is really low here. You understand this? So the business growth rate is low for cash cow, but the market share is high for cash cow. That's a condition here. And moving further, when you look at the star is always a superstar. So basically here, when you compare the market share, it is considered to be high. Market share is also considered to be high. And when you compare the growth rate, it is also seems to be high. So that's a good condition for any strategic business unit. And when you look at the question mark, so when you look at the question mark, you have, that is like a cat on the wall situation. So when you look at here, the market share for question mark is literally low, but the business growth rate is literally high. Okay, so we'll have a lot of inference by analyzing the product line, where the product line lies in these 4 quadrants. And obviously the dogs, if you look at the condition of dog, both the business growth rate as well as the market share is literally low. So let us also look at the various strategy involved in 4 quadrants, what we're supposed to do in using this BCG matrix. So the BCG model is well-known portfolio management tool used in product life cycle theory that was invented in the early 1970s by a consulting group called Boston Consulting Group. The BCG model can be used to determine what priorities should be given in the product portfolio of business unit. Placing products in the BCG model results in 4 categories in portfolio of a company, which I was discussing earlier about the 4 quadrants. One is cash cow, dog, star, okay, and also question mark. So this is the condition here. We have 4 quadrants here. One is star, and cash cow, dog, and question mark. So I was explaining you about the conditions involved in these 4 quadrants. Okay, so you can see that 4 quadrants here. Next one, let us go one by one. That is, let us understand the condition of each quadrant. That is, let's start with stars. So what is the condition of star? So as I said earlier, it is having high growth rate as well as high market share. So high market share in a growing market is very conducive for the products. And of course it generates large amount of cash because of their strong relative market share, but also consume lot of cash due to their growth rate because companies has to spend more on, since the growth rate is high, in order to get more customer base, they have to spend more money on advertising and promotion in order to reach out the customers. And if you look at the market share is kept, stars are likely to grow into cash cow in near future. So that's the condition about stars. Next one is, let us talk about question mark. What is this condition is all about? So these products are in growing market but have low market share. Question mark are essentially new products where buyers have yet to discover them. For example, we talk about 5G products, all that are quite new to the market, and a lot of products which falls under the category of question mark. The marketing strategy is to get markets to adopt this product. Question mark naturally have high demands and low returns due to low market share. And these products need to increase their market share quickly, or they become, if they don't do that, then they become go into a stage called dog, where we don't have a market share, we don't have a growth rate also. The best way to handle question mark is to either invest heavily in them to gain market share or to sell them. I mean, you have to divest them. Okay. So let's talk about the other quadrant, the condition called cash cow. So cash cows are in a position of high market, a mature market. If competitive, but if you look at the market growth, it is not that much high, but market share is huge. If a competitive advantage has been achieved, cash cows have naturally having high profit margin and generate a lot of cash flow for the organization. Because of the low growth, promotion and placement investments, we don't need to do that. We no need to invest on it, so the investments are naturally low. And investments into supporting infrastructure can improve efficiency and increase cash flow more. So cash cows are the product that businesses strive for. So because it gives, we can milk more money out of this product line. Next one is we have a condition called dogs. Dogs are in low growth markets and have low market share. So this is a very not a conducive condition for any products or for any organization. So what happened? We supposed to, dogs should be avoided and minimized to the possible extent. And if you look at the expensive turnaround plans, usually do not help. So we have to liquidate that particular product. So with that, I have explained you about the conditions pertaining to the 4 quadrants. Let us also look at the limitations of using BCG matrix by organization. If you look at the BCG matrix, it has only involved two variables. One is high market growth rate and high market share. So that's why we conclude it is too simplistic. And the next one is the link between market share and profitability is a questionable one. And also, if you look at the growth rate, is only one aspect of industry attractiveness, because there are many more factors and parameters which talks about industry attractiveness. But BCG matrix is not giving more importance to other factors which is inducing the industry attractiveness. And if you look at the product lines or business units are considered in relations to the one market leader, and the market share is only one aspect of overall competitive position. So we all know from Porter's 5-force model, the competitive position is determined by many other factors, not only by the market share. So let us take an example. Let us apply this concept with this example so that we can understand how this BCG matrix is helpful for companies like Coca-Cola. So if you look at the question mark, as far as Coca-Cola is concerned, there are two products. One is Sprite and Fanta. These two products are having high growth but low market share. So company naturally has to invest more on advertising and promotion, and they need to use both push and pull strategy to have a faster offtake from the shelf. So they have to spend more on these two products. And next one is Stars. If you look at the products like Thumbs Up of Coca-Cola Company and Mazda and Kinley, it is having high growth but high market share. That's why this particular product are naturally doing well. And we can also include the carbonated category called Coca-Cola also falls under this category. Okay, next one is because what happened, there is a lot of consciousness about carbonated drink. That's why now what happened, we are not able to add that cola drink in this category called Star, because consumers are very health conscious, and carbonated drinks is more prone towards it is carcinogenic, and consumers are very well aware about it, and they are not interested to go for carbonated cola drink. And when you look at the cash cow, so now already this cola drink has been established, very well established in the market, and even though now people are health conscious, but there are a lot of loyal customers who have an existing customer base, and people are only will go for this cola because they're getting addicted towards this cola drink, and obviously they go for it. So even though it has a low growth rate, but it is having high market share. So the Coca-Cola company is trying to milk more money from this product. Next one is about the dog. Dogs have a low growth, low market share. And if you look at the Kinley soda or Minute Maid Pulpy Orange or Diet Coke, these products are all falls under this dog category. And Coca-Cola has to either reposition it and move towards the question mark. From there it can move to Star. Otherwise it is a big problem for dog. It will consume more of the resources of the company, so it is to better get away from these products. So now let us take one more example called Google. So question mark, we can categorize this Google Play under question mark, and under Star we can use use this Google Plus and YouTube. So if you more invest in Instagram, if you more invest on this particular products, definitely what happen, since it is having high growth rate and a high market share, it is a beautiful context for the organization, that is for Google. So next one is, let us talk about the cash cow, milk to fund other businesses. So obviously, when you look at Google search engine, it is a massive success, and everyone is using Google search engine, and through advertisements from corporate through the search engine, I think this Google company is earning a lot of money. So that's why we call it as it is a cash cow. And when you look at this Orkut and Web 2.0 of Google, it is considered to be a dog, and it is not. If these two products are not picking up, and they have to sell this business. So the conclusion about the BCG matrix, BCG matrix has its limitation. It is one of the most famous and simple portfolio planning matrix used by a large company having multi-products. So moving further, let us, now let us, understand about the better model for analyzing the portfolio. We have the GE matrix. Basically, GE matrix helps a strategic business unit to evaluate its overall strength. Each product, brand, service, or potential product is mapped in this industry attractiveness and business strength space. So when you compare BCG matrix with that of GE matrix, the GE multifactorial was first developed by McKinsey of General Electric in the 1970s. Why we call it as multifactorial? Because in BCG matrix we have taken only two variables, that is relative market share and relative market growth. But in this context of GE matrix, we have taken many factorial variables to estimate or evaluate the strategic business unit strength as well as the industry attractiveness. So if you look at this GE McKinsey matrix, there are two factors. Industry attractiveness is determined by many factors, and the other dimension we call it as business strength and competitive position. So when you look at the business strength and competitive position, it has been categorized into 9 cells. You can see A, B, C, D, F, E, G, H, and let us individually explain how these quadrants has been defined. So when you talk about the business strength reflect the market share, the technological advantage of the product, and also the product quality, and the operating cost of the product, and also price competitiveness. So if you look at the dimension of business strength, it has been determined by very well clearly by market share, technological advantage, product quality, operating cost, and price competitiveness. So next one is when you talk about the dimension of industry attractiveness, which reflects market size and growth, capital requirements, and competitive industry. So industry attractiveness, which talk about also about competitive intensity. Okay, next one is both business strength and industry attractiveness are categories as low, medium, and high. That's a way you can see the matrix. And combining the business strength and industry attractiveness, we got variable seeds of 9 cell matrix that identify business units as winners, question marks, average businesses, profit producers, and losses. So what is the disadvantage? I mean, the limitation of McKinsey matrix. It can quite complicated and cumbersome because we use many variables to evaluate the products. I mean, the portfolio of products, and the numerical estimates of industry attractiveness and business strength, competitive position give the appearance of objectivity, but they are in reality it is kind of a subjective judgment, and it cannot effectively depict the position or business units in developing industries. And if you look at the portfolio analysis, there are many advantages of portfolio analysis. It encourages top management to evaluate each of the businesses individually and set objectives and allocate resources for each. It stimulates the use of externally oriented data to supplement management judgment. It raises the issue of cash flow availability for use in expansion and growth. Its graphic depiction facilitates communication. That is an advantage of portfolio analysis, especially with specific reference to GE Matrix. So if you look at the portfolio analysis, there are certain limitations associated with the limitation of portfolio analysis. It is not easy to define product or market segment. It suggests the use of standard strategies that can miss opportunities or be impractical. It provides an illusion of scientific rigor when in reality positions are based on subjective judgments. It is not always clear what makes an industry attractive or where a product is in its life cycle. That has to be clearly articulated and analyzed, otherwise it's a very difficult task for the organization. So with that, hope I have given the input to make you understand the concept of BCG Matrix, Boston given by Boston Consulting Group, and GE Matrix given by General Electric Company. Thank you very much.